Okay, so we've spent a lot of time on video. So throughout this video series, we've learned a lot of things, right? We started talking about video shadow and talking about how it works, right? We told you a lot of things about how you can use video shadow to go out and find the right keywords, how you can use video shadow to analyze the other videos in your industry and determine what needs to happen to outrank those videos. What video SEO tactics do I need to apply to move ahead of my competitor? We talked about how to make video, what types of videos are out there, and how you can really ramp up the quality of the video that you're making. And we talked about tools, right? We talked about tools to help promote your videos, some methods to send traffic to your videos, free ones and paid ones. Now I want to talk about wrapping all this together, right? It's a very broad story, but let's talk tactically now about what you need to do today. So the first thing you need to do is find your market. Some of you are here, some of you are further down the chain. You may not need this piece, but if you do need this piece, go back to the first part of the video series and start to think about, what do I want to do with video? What do I want to promote? Is my purpose to drive traffic? Am I trying to push to CPA, so I want to get as many people to see this in my niche as possible? Am I trying to push to an e-commerce website where I want to stay within my niche and I want to get as many people to my website as possible? Am I doing this because I want leads? Do I want to bring people into a plastic surgery business to sign up to say they're interested in something? What's the purpose? What am I doing? And how do I apply back to Video Shadow to determine which keywords do I want to optimize for in video and build out that content? So go back to step one and say, what am I doing this for? And use that to help find your market. So we're going to use Video Shadow to find the proper keywords at that point. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to take those keywords and you're going to say, what's my competition look like? Do a blanket search, right? You want to be top 10. You want to be top 10 in YouTube search, but you also want to be in a position where you have the opportunity to hit Google search at some point in time. Maybe not right away, but at some point in time. So I'm going to go into Video Shadow and I'm going to analyze my keywords. I'm going to see what is the top 25 videos currently ranking look like. How many comments do they have? What's their ratings? How many dislikes? How many subscribers in their channels? How many views do they have? So I know what I'm up against. I know what I need to strive for, and I know what tactics I need to apply to get to a point where I'm playing with the big guys, so to speak. So anything can be outranked. It doesn't matter what those numbers are. It just matters what's your resources to get to the point where you need to pass that person. So when I assess my competition, it helps me determine what are my next steps, right? So the next thing that I'm going to do at this point is I know what I want to do now. I know that I want to go after this niche. This is the one. This is going to get me to my endpoint of more leads, more revenue, more traffic, whatever that might be. So now I want to brainstorm my video. What kind of video do I want to shoot? I like shooting screen capture, so I'm going to stick with screen capture. But what if you want to shoot a personal product review? What if you want to shoot a face-to-face interview with another person? That's going to determine what type of video you shoot and what kind of equipment you need. Again, what are your goals and how is that video type going to help you achieve your goals? Next, when you get to that point, you've got a plan, right? When we talked about making killer videos, this was a key piece of it, was storyboarding and planning. Why is your video going to be great? What do you expect to get out of this video? Are you expecting to get 100,000 video views? Are you expecting to get 10,000 comments? Or is 5,000 fine? I mean, where do you want to be in the spectrum? So this is where you're planning, right? Do I want to build a viral video because I want a ton of people to see it? So in that case, you storyboard, you plan, you script for that. Do I just want to do something that's really quick? I just want to do this really quick review, quick and dirty. It doesn't have to be super fancy. I'm guessing 10,000 people will see it this year and I'll get 5% of them to my website. That's great. That's a goal. You don't have to always shoot for the 1 million view or the 500,000 view or 100,000 view. Just remember, having 100 videos out there that get 5,000 views apiece, that's a lot of video views. And if it takes you a quarter of the time to do that and no money versus doing one video that might get 100,000 views or might get 500,000 views, then maybe that's not so good. So plan and have your expectations set at this point. When you're doing this, this is when you also determine if you need to outsource something. Do I need animation? Do I need some functionality that I can't personally support? Can I edit my own videos? Do I have the tools necessary to edit my own videos? If I don't, that's when I start to look at Warriors for Hire, Wooshi.com, Guru.com, places that I can find the resources necessary to complete my project, and I can budget as necessary. Next, shoot and edit. So you're doing this, or you're paying somebody to do this at this point. Keep in mind, we can get to step 5 really quickly. So if I spend my time in Video Shadow and I get through this whole point and I realize, okay, I just want to do a slideshow video, I go to Animoto, I pay $5 a month, I get to build a slideshow, I annotate some text in the middle, and I got to step 5 literally probably within an hour. So this can be super fast, or it can be a lot longer depending on how elaborate your video really is. So in step 5, I know what I want to do now. I planned it out. Now's when I actually shoot and I go into post-production. In some instances, post-production is going to be really fast, like Animoto or Jing Pro. Post-production literally happens at that moment. Some instances are a little bit slower, like Camtasia Studio. Post-production means I shot my video, I re-listen to it, I crop out the bad parts, I stream stuff together, maybe I overlay some music. Maybe that's a couple hours, right? And then in other cases, it's going to be a lot longer. I'm adding special effects. I'm adding green screens. I'm doing a lot more elaborate animation or transitions. Whatever it may be, that's when we're doing that. This is editing. This is polishing. This is adding in the tweaks, the special sauce, whatever you want to call it. This is also when, if I'm actually going to publish the movie, this is when I look at my calls to action. How am I going to get people from this video to my website? Looking at the methodologies that we saw before. Asking for the click. Asking for the movement to the website. Asking for the subscription. Ask somebody to take an action. Don't wait for it to happen. This is also when you write your descriptions, your tags, and you use that data that you got from Video Shadow from those other videos that are ranking to say, people use these tags and they're in the top 10, so I'm going to use these tags. These descriptions are good, so I'm going to steal some ideas from them. I'm going to add my own twist. I'm going to put my link in the front, and then there's my description. These titles, these types of titles got a lot of clicks in a very short amount of time. I'm going to use that idea. So use data that you have in front of you and try to apply it when you're writing all this. Next, upload, embed, and launch. Whatever you want to do, take that step and launch. So your video's out there. Next step, promotion. This is where we got to move, right? You need to get video views. This is where you determine what you need to do. So if a video has a ton of comments, that's a tactic that you need to achieve. If it has a ton of views, that's a tactic you need to achieve. So what methods can I do to help drive comments? What methods will drive views? There's certain things that we talked about that will do each one of those. So if you look in Video Shadow and you can see that each method is necessary for your videos, you need to plan for that. So execute tasks as described. So if you need to get views, if you need to rank, go out and promote. If you need instant traffic, use the paid videos programs within YouTube. If you need viral traffic, look at YouTube, or look at Facebook, look at Twitter. Share across groups. These things can happen really fast, really quickly, and free. You can also consider paid promotion to have things happen even faster. So you can use AdWords for video. You can use Facebook's PPC platform to really get the ball rolling quickly if necessary. Now, the last, but of course not least thing is the essential one, and it's the one that people forget most times, and that's tracking. Now, Video Shadow makes this super easy, and we already walked through how to use this tool, but I want to bring it back to say, use the video rank tracker, right? Go through, use the keywords that you apply to build this video, right? This is what terms I wanted to go after when I built this, and put them into the tracker and look across the different search engines and YouTube to see where does my video fall out. So I know that I took this Animoto video. It took me 20 minutes to create it. I want to rank for these videos. I did, I went through SEO Linkvine. I submitted a bunch of content, embedded videos across their network. I submitted some articles on eZine Articles with my link in it, and then I paid somebody on Fiverr to give me a bunch of comments, right? These things I did. I want to determine what worked for me. So I'm going to use the rank tracker. I'm going to look at this every week, every couple of weeks to say, I did this, what was the result, how fast did it happen, what did it cost me, what was my return. And that's what ultimately makes this tactic sensible. You did something, you looked at a result, you assessed the value. So when you roll it back in, this final step is the most important of all of them. Because if you're doing your super elaborate video and your ROI is exactly the same as your Animoto video, you're not going to do the super elaborate video anymore. But you won't know that until you test and track. So all in all, video shadow is really the crux of this, right? It allows you to get the information. It starts the conversation. And once you build that idea, once you build that concept, and you create that video, these 7 simple steps are going to help you get that video wherever you need it to be and get that benefit that you need. Could be traffic, could be money, could be leads. But rest assured, YouTube isn't getting any smaller. So video marketing is going to continue to be a huge powerhouse. And the sooner that you get into this, the sooner you'll really start getting the benefits that we're already seeing from video marketing.